is denome. Crypto.com just had an AMA with CEO Chris Marsalek, and they had a bunch of things in the AMA, but not that many news. They talked about some bad things and talked about some good things. I will dissect the whole thing here, and I will also talk about the price of CRO if we're going to go up or down from here. So if you think this is interesting, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as let's get started. So first, I just want to say that there were not actually that many good new news. There were some good news and there were some bad news that are coming to Crypto.com going forward. And to me, I don't think this is enough to reverse the trend of Crypto.com, the token price. Because if we take a look at this, we're actually at this support line here, and it's been touched a few times, so it should be pretty okay support line. But if we actually go to the lower time frames, you can see that this support line was already broken, and that support line already became the resistance line. So that usually means that there's more downside coming, and I don't believe that this AMA is actually gonna reverse that. So for that reason, I do believe that we're gonna go down. So the next support line after that would be this line here, which have been touched a few times in the past, and that would be about $0.085. So from here, if we take a look at that, that would be in about 18% to the downside. So that's the next support line. If it goes below that, then the next one will be $0.7 roughly. So those are the next lines that I'm currently looking at. Am I buying Crypto.com now right now? No, I'm pretty much staying away from that for the time being. So I don't think that's a good investment in my opinion. So I'm looking to find other alternatives, other opportunities as well. Anyway, that's it for the price action, and now let's take a look at the actual AMA. And unfortunately, I don't have anything flashy to show here, so this will be basically me just referring to my notes and commenting on what he actually said in the AMA, because there's no written AMA anywhere. I just wanted to make this video as fast as possible after the AMA ended. And this is probably my third time recording this video because I made some mistakes earlier, so I hope that this will actually I will be able to upload this video. Anyway, first thing, he said that now they are a large business, so he was commenting on the rate slashing that happened. So the rates basically dropped by 75%, then they doubled the rates, and now we're somewhere between minus 50% from the original to minus 40% from the original rates, depending on the product that you have. And they are saying that now they are a large business and they have big partners, so they have to look like they can be sustainable. So they have to look reliable for their partners and for the institutions and whoever wants to partner off with Crypto.com. So for that reason, I believe that he didn't directly say that, but that's my take of why they wanted to slash the rates. It was not for the customer's sake. So they want to look like they're sustainable. That's pretty much how I understood it. Let me know down below in the comments if you thought that was different. And moving forward, they want to have more clear communication and in advance. And after that, he followed up with two bad news that are actually coming to the platform. First, there will be a card processing fee in the product. So whenever you, I don't know what that actually means. Does it mean that whenever you top up the card, there will be a processing fee, or does it mean that whenever you use the card, there will be a processing fee? So that's, I'm not sure what that actually will mean, the card processing fee. But if it's like you have to pay money every time you use the card, that will basically render the card useless for me. So I don't know what that actually means, so I have to look that up, what the card processing fee will actually mean. But for now, I don't have any details for that. And the other bad thing is that the card staking tiers will be reworked again if the price of CRO continues to perform badly. Because currently, if you take a look at the CRO profit calculator, if you get the Ruby Red Tier card with the price of $0.1, your first year profit with the $50 bonus is actually 400%, because you get the $100 card for $50 basically, because you pay $100 but you get $50 instantly back. So basically just paid $50 for the card. And if you're actually referring to your wife or your son or your daughter or your parents or anybody who is close to you, you will actually basically pay no money for the card, because you will get $50 and the person you refer will get $50 at the end of the October. So the card, Ruby Red card, is actually super cheap right now. So even if you want to get the card right now, you can use my code. And by the way, this promotion will end at the end of October. So after that, there will only be 25 plus $25 bonus for the cards. So if you are thinking about getting the Ruby Red card and the price drops by 25%, it will be the same thing as you would simply get the card now and you get $50 bonus right away. So think about that if you want to get the card or not. I think the card is currently good, but I don't know what the card processing fee will actually mean in the future. And these tiers could be like 2000 CRO, or they could be anything. And he actually gave the invitation for the community to give some ideas. He didn't give any concrete ways to influence the decision making, but he just invited the community. Like, it's on the table right now that the staking tiers will probably have to be reworked once again. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's another probably a bad thing that's coming to Crypto.com, or a good thing depending how you look at it. Next, their business model will be trading fees, lending fees, and payment fees from the Crypto.com Pay service. And there was another good news coming to that, is actually that they are onboarding hundreds or more than 100 new merchants to Crypto.com Pay every single week. So that's a lot of new merchants coming to the platform, where you actually can start using your CROs in the future. So that's a very good news. Really like that. I hoped that they would actually emphasize that a little bit more and showcase to us like where we can actually spend CRO more, because that would be very interesting. Like, yeah. Anyway, those are the three things. And strategy going forward is that they will still want to scale up and drive the getting more retail customers in. And what will make Crypto.com profitable is the exchange, because on the exchange, institutions can trade, as well as there will be lending services on the exchange. So there will be the derivative and the margin trading, or the leverage trading for the institutions, and there will be lending services. So Crypto.com can actually leverage the funds that the users have actually placed on the platform, so they can lend those to the institutions, and that will be a revenue stream for Crypto.com as well. Other things, Supercharger is coming to the application, exchange application is coming, lending product is coming to the exchange, there will be derivative and margin trading coming to the exchange, credit program is coming to the card, and I don't actually know what this actually means. Like, he said that you will have access to lines of credit depending on how much money you have on the platform. So I don't know how that actually works, and will there be a liquidation price or not, but it will make the card more useful because you can use debit or credit side of the card. So that's pretty interesting. Canada is coming later on this year, so within next 2 months, and DeFi Wallet will have more integrations as well going forward. So those were the good things that were announced. And most of the announcements that I just gave, or the news or the updates, they didn't have any timeline. So they could happen anything from here to Q3 next year. Like, the US exchange was supposed to open already in Q2 of 2020, and we still don't have that. So we'll see how that, like, when we will actually see the products. Most of the comments and updates he said were the same here as they were 2 months ago, and they were the same as they were 6 months ago. So a lot of these things were supposed to come already, like the white label program, and we still don't have any partners with that. So I don't know what to make of that. But yeah, a lot of delays is coming. Another update, and this was a bad one: if you have been ordering a card and you have experienced a delay, there will be more delays in the future, because the card issuers have had problems issuing the metal cards and getting inventory. So going forward, there will be even more delays. And he said that for that reason, they are working to get a virtual card, but that will be coming on Q1 of 2021. So there will not be a virtual card for the next 3, 4, 5 months. So you still have to deal with it. So only the new customers in maybe Q2 of 2021 can actually start using the virtual cards and start using it for online payments and for the rebates. But for you, you just have to wait it for 2-3 months. I think that's that some people have had that long delay. And US cards are, I think, a little bit faster because they have a different issuer, but I'm not 100% sure, so let me know in the comments what's the current delay on those. And they will continue to add about 2 new coins per month. And one thing they are actually happy about is the churn rates, which means the stickiness of the customer base. Like once they get a retail customer, that customer actually stays on the platform. So the stickiness is very good, which also is good for the CRO price going forward in the long run. But in the short term, like they had pretty much no good new news, and there was no new timelines like in the short term. Like Canada, we already knew that's coming, and also that's another reason why I don't believe that this AMA will be enough to reverse the price trend for the CRO going forward. So that's why I do believe that this trend will continue downwards until there's no more sellers. And as you can see, one good thing is that this is actually already massively oversold here on the RSI, on the daily chart. So if you just take a look at this chart, like it looks similar to what this happened, just a bigger move. So it could have, whenever it catches the actual bottom here, like everything here looks very similar, except the RSI wasn't as high when it initially started dropping here, but it's very similar, the chart here and here, like very similar. So if we just take a look at how low this went, it went minus 66%. So if we take a look at here, minus 66%, that would bring us about $0.065. So that's another price level that you can actually look at if you just take the same move from the top here to the bottom here, from the top here to the potential bottom here. So yeah, just a side note once again. Next, mainnet launch, that's coming. That's one of their big things, but I don't know actually how it will affect the actual customers. Like currently CRO is an ERC20 token, but when they have their own blockchain, I don't know how bullish that will be. Yeah, he says that will be big, but we don't actually know what that will mean. And he's saying that now their growth has been so high for this year. Like they went from 1 million customers to 5 million customers in less than a year. But he said that you always have to take a look at the achievements that the company has been able to make, and they want to have controlled growth going forward. And of course they want to aim for the 15 million users in the next year, so they will want to have like a 3x their customer base. But it's a little bit debatable how many customers they actually have, because if you just go to Glassnode Studios and see the total amount of wallets that have had CRO ever, and this is actually only 72,228 wallets that have had CRO broadcasted on the ERC or Ethereum blockchain. But this is another like infrastructure thing, that not all customers have actually broadcasted their wallet to the Ethereum network, because whenever you make trades on the wallet, they're never broadcasted to the Ethereum blockchain. So your wallet will only be available on the Ethereum blockchain after you have actually made one transaction from your Crypto.com wallet to another wallet. So then the Ethereum network will only pick this up. But this 72,000 is still a lot less than 5 million. So I don't know how many actual users they have. Maybe it's 100,000, maybe it's 200,000. And if we just take a look at addresses that actually have money, addresses with non-zero balance, this is an even lower number. This is like 46,000 wallets that have some CRO inside them. So this is much lower than 5 million. So we actually don't know what's the real number here. And this is one reason why I actually like Celsius Network a lot, because they actually give the exact number and they update it every single week. And you can see the actual growth of actual customers on the platform. And one more thing I want to say about the Celsius Network, why I really like it, is that they pay 80% of the profits to the customers. But with Crypto.com, they say that the staking rewards may change to the upside or to the downside. How they could go to the upside is that when they have the lending services fully, like full speed, or the lending services are going on full speed, they will have institutions accessing the lending services, and when that happens, they can actually juice up the rates. But we don't know how that, like the fundamentals and what are the actual numbers of the business. But with Celsius, you always know like you get 80% of the profits. But with Crypto.com, I'm sure that they want to be a profitable company and they want to pay the investors who are actually owning the company. So I think their like real plan here is to have the minimum rewards, that they have the pretty much one of the best cards on the market, and they have the highest marketing on the market, as well as they have the minimum rewards that they pay out to the customers so they still stay as customers. So I think that's what their plan is in the long run. So it's very, very hard to understand why would they choose up the rates going forward unless the competition gets really, really good. So those are just some side comparisons as well to Celsius Network. Next, DeFi. He says that regulators will actually come after DeFi going forward, and there's a lot of companies, a lot of non-companies that have DeFi products out there, and regulators haven't done anything on that yet, but it will come if DeFi keeps growing, and they want to be part of DeFi, they want to be a player in DeFi, but they don't believe that the adoption will happen through DeFi. So they will think that the adoption will happen to crypto through other means. So I think they will still be in the forefront of customer acquisition with crypto because they have the best SEO rankings. So if you search anything crypto related, Crypto.com, because of their domain name and their SEO skills, they're almost always on top. So they have probably the best search engine rankings on crypto, as well as they have the highest marketing budget in any company of crypto. So that for that reason, I do believe that in the future they will still get a lot of retail customers inside the business, and going forward they just need to onboard a lot of institutions to make it actually profitable. So that's pretty much their business plan right there. Mainnet launch, it will be done in 2 sections. I missed the 2 sections, but it will be done in 2 sections, and they really hope that the mainnet launch will be a big one. Of course, we don't know actually how that affects the customer. Next, he addressed some of the conspiracies here, and he talked about whale trading, and he said that they don't actually talk the price of CRO in any means, and they don't want to have any like price discussions. They think that the price does whatever the price does. So that was basically for that. But at the end of the video, he actually said something funny, and he said that I'm going to sign off now and probably going to buy some more BTC. So he couldn't tell us if he's bullish or bearish for CRO, but he was bullish on BTC. So he's buying BTC, that we know for now. But it was a little bit, because how Chris actually talks, he's not the person you would actually want to listen to whenever he talks. He's a little bit boring, I have to say. I not that I'm any better, but when he said that I'm signing off now and probably going to buy some more BTC after giving some like bearish news, as well as not real like news, like good news, it was a little bit like disheartening to hear that he is actually gonna buy BTC and not CRO. So anyway, that was his stance right there at the end. So that's pretty much everything I had to cover of the AMA, and for me, I think this is a bearish going forward, but yeah, I'm not gonna be buying CRO anytime soon. I'll see how that goes, but in the long run, if they can provide everything, they can have the sustainable business, it's good. The cards are still great. I don't know how the processing fee actually works, so we'll have to figure out how that works. But for now, the cards are still okay. But as an investment, CRO token, I would stay away as an investment. But for the cards, for the utility, it's good. That's pretty much my position there. Anyway, that's it for this one. If you're interested in Crypto.com, if you want to move your funds into Celsius network and earn money passively, you can use my referral codes for both of these. And yeah, I hope you like this video. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next video.